What's up?
We're back for the BobCast. It's been a while.
Yeah, we're not going to be DJing today, sorry.
No.
But we have some. I saw some comment that was like, it better be a DJ set or new music. So it's not a DJ set, but it's new music.
It is indeed. We've been hard at work for the last little while on some stuff, and feels like it's just we're really excited to share this new song with you. And we've been playing some new stuff in our set. So if you've been to any of our shows or watched any of our live streams, we've been playing some new songs. We haven't played this one in a live stream yet.
No.
But we have been playing it in some shows for the last little while. And we're gonna really soon, who is someone that we made the song with.
Yeah, it's a collab. And the track is going to come out today at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, so that's in like 25 minutes. On all the DSPs and stuff, you can go stream it to your heart's content. And the guy, our buddy who we made it with is ZHU. Some of you guys guessed it, and I saw in some comments. And we're gonna have him on soon to just have a little chat. And we're also gonna play and premiere now on the BobCast the music video, which we're super stoked about. So we got a few things lined up. What are we doing? Are we doing the video first? Or
Yeah, we're gonna bring ZHU on. So
yeah, let's talk to ZHU.
All right, and think of some questions. While the video's playing, think of some questions to ask us.
Yeah. We're gonna look in the comments and answer some questions. So if you have questions for us or ZHU, hit us up and if we can see them, we'll answer.
All right, let's do this.
What's up, dude?
How are you, man? Am I on the feed?
You are indeed.
You're live.
You're
we can
live.
see you drinking water.
Stay hydrated. You gotta hydrate to be great.
I gotta hydrate.
How you doing, man?
What's going on?
How are you? Are you going insane in quarantine, or are you staying alive?
I'm staying alive, Staying alive, but I think we all want to get back onto that show.
We do.
It's like the weirdest thing ever. This is like the longest period in living memory that I've not been on a plane in like or life on the road, right?
I mean, I feel you. I just keep losing stuff. So
That's the problem when you get out of the routine of like doing shows and stuff. Anytime we've done a live stream, I've forgotten something somewhere. You forget to plug something in just because like it's a part of your everyday life, and then all of a sudden when it's gone and you try and do it again, it's like you've never done it before. It's like where you forget how anything works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thanks for joining us on here. We're super stoked to finally get our collab out.
Yep.
I feel like it's like the perfect collab of like what a ZHU and Bob Moses track would sound like. It's like way more like gritty and dark than anything we would have made on our own. So thank you for that influence.
Come on over to the dark side.
Yeah, there you go.
And it was really fun making it with you too. Like it came together quick. We just rented that studio for a day in North Hollywood and just banged it out. And then a couple tweaks here and there, and it was done basically.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice when the magic happens like that.
Fast, right?
Yeah. So without any further ado, I think we should probably play the music video so people can check it out.
Do it.
All right.
The song is called Desire, we'll hop back on in a second, and you can we'll answer some questions for you. But here's the video.
It wasn't what you wanted, wasn't like they said it would be. Now I'm being honest, oh, nothing comes for free. Falling into focus, I was so eager to please, feeling like it's hopeless. I'm looking for release.
right, and we're
All
back.
right.
That was the music video for Desire, the new song that we did with Zoo, who's on with us, and we hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it was made by Airplan.
Yeah, Airplan and animated it, which is a company out of Budapest who do great things, and our friend Owen Brown directed it, and we made it. It was made during quarantine, and so like we couldn't do a live action video, so we thought it would be really cool to try and do an animated one.
Yeah.
And the song's called Desire, and so we were sort of influenced by Icarus, who's from Greek mythology, who sort of flew too close to the sun, and his wings got burned and he fell. So this idea of a falling man or falling person succumbing to desires was something that we found very inspirational.
Yeah.
And you can go and check. The video is actually interactive, so you can go to bobmosesmusic.com, and there's a player where you can decide whether you want to watch it in blue or in red or both at the same time, and each one is sort of pain and the tribulations of desire, and the other one is pleasure, the things that you want. So we're really happy with how it turned out, and you can go over there and check it out. Anyways,
Let's move. What else should we? Yeah. So we're not only are we doing this track together, but we're on Friday. What do we got going on? We're doing an Insomniac live stream with playing back to back. I'm stoked for that.
That we are.
And that's gonna be fun. We did it like at the Soho House. We're gonna be at the Soho House warehouse in downtown LA.
on the rooftop.
It's like secret project, so it's a super cool lineup, and it's like us and your Blacklist brand, right?
Yeah, tell us about that, Zoo, because the first time we met was on Holy Ship a few years ago, and you were playing as the Blacklist, and I remember going to see that set, and I knew you were playing, but I didn't know that was you, and I went and saw the set, and it was awesome, because it's like a sort of more darker, more, I guess, like warehousey kind of vibe. Tell us a little bit about where you came up with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I started it, we just started throwing these parties where you had to wear black, and it wasn't really about Zoo. It was more about just the kind of darker techno, progressive stuff that I was always into, and other friends have been into. So it was just opportunity to have that clubby warehouse atmosphere without having to add all the zoo-ness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like creatively freeing for you. You can sort of play whatever you want. You don't have to stick to your own music. That's awesome.
One of the things I think that you're like amazing at is like brand, like getting a vibe and like really doing brand stuff.
Speaking of,
you gave us some stuff we wanted to show.
Thank you for this, dude. Zoo sent us a goodie bag of some his merch, and he's got some masks in there to keep us safe for the quarantine. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about it, like what's going on with your clothing, man?
Yeah, because you have a line, don't you?
I do. Well, the merch stuff, we've been doing for a while, and I think in this in 2020 we've been very into the color orange as black.
it's all like in an evidence bag, like when you
this
get
is
it.
super sick.
It's like,
don't take this away. Did you steal these from the courthouse downtown or what?
Did we get a courthouse? No, this is it's probably from the LAPD.
Nice. That's awesome.
defund the police, steal their evidence bags.
And it's always, I think, music and fashion, they're all tied together. And I think the way that, the atmosphere comes off from the music has a definite connection with how, one person kind of chooses to what they want to wear. So
Totally.
Stuff, inspires me, and I think fabrics and stuff, and they all intertwine. So I just like it.
I think it looks great, man. And thank you for sending us this stuff.
Can people get this shit, like on your website?
Get it. They can get it. Yep.
Cool. All right.
Love it.
We have a few questions from the chat, but from Javier Morales. How did you guys split the work in producing the track? How did you mix your styles? I mean, it was kind of natural. I feel like we all were in the room, and we just
we're in the room, yeah.
Yeah, we just kind of
usually that's how I know a lot of people send stuff back and forth, and that works for some people, but I think the initial energy of the collaborators is super important.
Yeah,
Totally.
I mean, we literally built it from the ground up. I remember like we brought in the Minilog, the Korg, and like you were jamming on that, and we'd like go like, oh wait, that rhythm's cool, and then we just start singing stuff to each other back and forth, and it just kind of became like, the funny thing is that like there's definitely an overlap in the kinds of music that we write. So the things that we all just collectively liked, we were like, that's a great idea, that's a great idea. All the good ideas that we all like just became the song in the end, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember like we were messing with grooves and like I think I remember the track like taking hold. You suggested that like stabby thing on the synth, and I was like, that's a good idea. And then that's kind of like what it started with, and then like we just kind of built it up from there. And you went in and sang stuff, and we kind of like just like bounced off each other. And that's like I mean that, like I sort of said earlier, it's some tracks can be a slog, but like this one was just kind of like magic and just kind of answer another one. Question for each of you: what's your favorite thing about each other's music?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite thing about your music is like the super sort of mysterious melody and like super hooky melodies with like really dark driving stuff, which is like a super nice contrast. And I feel like
It's hard to be dark and sexy, but you do it really well.
Super well. So
Thank you.
that's kind of like what we're always trying
The
to
first time I'd heard your guys' music, it was just kind of, it was ethereal in some ways, you know, in like a groovy way, and it, I don't know, kind of also reminded me of like some loft parties I went to in New York. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we both focus a lot on like creating a vibe,
yeah,
you know, like as opposed to just making like a banging track or like just making a great song or something. We try to create a vibe, and I think that we both kind of have like, we have like the melodic thing and like a tendency to be sort of like dark and melancholic, just in slightly different ways.
melancholy, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I think that's why it works so well, right?
Yeah.
How do you guys decide, from Andre Arellano, sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of this stuff, but how do you guys decide what side specific sounds to use on a track?
I mean, I think we just try. I think everyone just tries stuff, and whatever fits just kind of makes the cut. You know, like sometimes you come up with ideas where the idea is good, but the sound isn't right. You know, like I think we tried a couple times to like find the right bass sound or the right claps and the right kicks, because it's about, you know, if you choose a different kick, you're not gonna make the same record. So like everything kind of has to fit in the right.
Zoo, do you like do you start any specific way when you work on your own, like, or do you just kind of do how we did it all together? Like, do you just kind of like go for a vibe and then?
It just depends with inspiration, you know. If it's like, if I'm like really feeling a drum loop, then everything will be designed around the drums. If I, you know, so it kind of, if there's a great melody that's a voice note, then the song is written around that, you know. So I think how we did it, I think we started with the drums and the bass, and once we got that tight, you know, then all the chords and stuff went on top of it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, once the rhythm section, if you got a good groove going, it like writing the chords, it just good ideas.
We have another good question here from Cindy E. What has been the most challenging thing being an artist during these crazy times?
It's a good question.
I mean, for me is I got so used to traveling so much, and like that kind of like, I feel like traveling a lot like makes me not get, when I'm alone with my own thoughts too much, I go a bit crazy. So I either have to be traveling and playing shows, or I have to be like in the studio, and preferably a mix of those two things. And so like for me, a little bit like getting used to, like I remember when the quarantine was 6 weeks in, and I was like, this is the first time I haven't been on a plane in 6 weeks in like 7 or 8 years. And so to have that real sort of like, what? But what about you, Zoo?
I mean, probably the shows. I mean, I think there's no replacement for the feeling of connecting with like thousands of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
And that, so that's probably the most extreme.
Have you found that you've been able to like get into more of a rhythm creatively, being the being out and having the interaction with the crowd makes you more creative?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just gotta, the music comes from experiences. So, I mean, I'm still doing stuff and trying to do new things and learn and travel and in whatever capacity I can. But I don't think being in a room by yourself 24/7, 365 is gonna make you write magic either. So.
Yeah, it's true.
True. So let's hope this thing lifts soon.
All right, we got time for a couple more.
What is he doing? Really amazing question here from Taylor Shelton. How can you relate Icarus to situations in your own lives?
Oh,
that's good. I mean, this track that we wrote, kind of like, we were just like writing tracks together and like with open up to collaboration. I think when we came up with this track, we came up with that line, I don't want your desire, I just want to be free, which is the sort of tag of this thing. And that kind of, we thought was really interesting. And I think that, a lot of this song specifically is also part of a bigger EP that we're putting out. And I think that like talking about how desire like can lead to what you want, but can also like lead to ruin is like a really interesting scenario. And I think sort of
like the endless cycle of wanting.
Yeah. And I think that's sort of what we were trying to go with on this song. And I think it's sort of I think everybody, I mean, without getting into too much personal stuff, I mean, like I always have that problem, whether it's like even the desire of being, the desire of wanting to connect with quarantine is a huge thing. And like being able to be free of those, of any sort of pain that like that sort of challenge in life. And I think that's sort of what we were going for with this tune. And so I mean, yeah, right now that's one way, like wanting to connect with people and be out in the world, like Zoo just said, is like a huge like sort of desire that I'm feeling, and it can't be satiated. So it's like, how are you going to deal with that? I don't know. If anybody's got any ideas, let me know. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about that question, Zoo? About like how do you the pull of your desires, and like, because the story of Icarus is about like Icarus wants to be close to the sun, and then he gets too close and he gets burned, and he's falling. So like, do you relate to that in any way specifically, or other than what I said?
I think that tale is, that for thousands of years men have always related to that. So
yeah, that's the great. It's like this.
Relate to it, there's no explanation for the details of it, but I think at the core of it, everybody knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, totally.
So I know you just put out a song with Tanashi, a single. We got our track coming out today. What else do you got going on musically?
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on a project. Have been for a little bit, and I think that like definitely want to give everybody kind of a taste of a full body before the whole Corona thing destroys our kind of ability to appreciate kind of long form bodies of work, right? So
yeah, cool.
I think we're just like, me personally, I mean, I think there's a lot of kind of like different explorations in different types of music during this time, because you're not touring, you can do. So I'm kind of just taking that time to explore some stuff that I wouldn't ordinarily make. That's like
nice, man.
That's awesome.
Well, we're stoked for what you have coming out whenever it comes out. And I like that last single, and I'm stoked on this single, obviously, because we were involved, and I feel like really proud of it. Yep. So,
well, thanks so much for hopping on with us and doing this, man. And we're stoked that our track comes out in 3 minutes, so you can go to iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify. The video will be up on YouTube, up on our page. You can check it out there.
And then check out Friday, insomniac.com. You can check out. We're going to be playing for like an hour, I think, and that's going to be pretty fun too, so check that out. Brother, it's been awesome.
All right, man. See you soon.
You're the man, and we hope to hang soon once this all lifts.
Yeah,
man. Stay safe out there.
See ya.
All right, peace. All right.
All right.
Okay, so that was awesome. That was the first time we've done like a guest on a
Yeah.
podcast. Should we answer a few more questions?
Sure. I mean, I guess one thing that we should say is that at the end of August, we're going to be releasing a 6-track EP, which this song is the first single from. It's going to be mixed together like a DJ set, so you'll just be able to put it on and it just flows from one song to the next. But also, if you like a song, you can just go to the song that you like and listen to it. But it's something that we've never released music like that before, and so it's something that we're really excited to do. The release is called Desire, and everything is kind of like the similar themes that we were just talking about with Zoo, which is like the trials and tribulations of your desires and what they do, and sort of in a modern age, especially being stuck at home and seeing things like Instagram and having the ideas of the grass is always greener and people only showing you what they want to show, and sort of just our sort of ideas on that and how our struggles with that. And I think it's something that we feel is like, especially at this time, quite a universal message. So at the end of August, that'll be out.
Yeah, I think we're gonna put out another single after this, and then the whole thing's gonna come out. And it's sort of like, I guess it's the closest thing to like a concept record we've done.
Yeah.
In the sense that the lyrical concepts are all around desire, and it's also, like Jimmy said, like it flows together. You can obviously listen to each song separately, like it'll show up on Spotify that way, but it's meant to be listened to all the way through. And it's like, I personally, and I mean we both think the whole, so to speak. And yeah, it was really fun to make, and we kind of made it on the road. Like we started making it on the road. We would sort of book little sessions if we had like 2 days off here, 2 days off there, and sort of work on stuff. And then once quarantine hit, we kind of like got our studio together and like formed an idea. So we hope you like it, and
that we got a vinyl made, which we're both really excited about, because you can put the vinyl on and it just plays and flows from start to finish, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's
something
cool.
that we've always wanted to do.
Yeah, so there'll be lots of stuff coming, and yeah, I think that's all the announcements we have to make, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's answer a few more questions.
It's just exciting to have stuff finally happening. It feels we've been wanting to share this stuff for a while, and
yeah, the release date got pushed back a couple times because of quarantine, and it's nice to be. It's like nice to be having some connection with the outside world. So okay, let's look at a couple more questions here. What type of music inspires you guys right now? From Leon Sue or Chu.
it's a good question. We've been listening to all sorts of stuff. Like, it's crazy. Like, what have I been? I'm trying to think. Like, there's a lot of stuff like single tracks that I've just been grabbing. Oh, I think Sassy 009. I think they're like I don't know much about them. I think they might be Scandinavian, but they make like really cool, sort of dark lo-fi songs with like really cool lo-fi housey beats. I think it's SASSY space 009. Go check them out. You can find them on Spotify.
Yeah,
it's really
we listen.
Cool stuff.
We listen to I listen to tons of stuff all the time, and a lot of it is like, looking for new tunes for DJ sets, or I use the playlists on Spotify, release radar and all this stuff, and just kind of like check what's coming out. And yeah, it's always like a challenge to not. I find a lot of the time I'm listening to music because it's like I need to be keeping myself up to date, and it's not as often that I just put music on for chilling. If I put music on for chilling, it's usually something a bit more old school, like Sly and the Family Stone or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Bink's Bad Month. Have you ever been intimidated by a venue or by an artist you might have opened for?
That's a good question. I mean, there's definitely the feeling of like, not like competition, but just like, oh, they just like you play a festival, like a big festival, 20,000, just crushes it, and you're like, oh, we gotta bring our A game,
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the most thing that I've been intimidated for recently is the BobCast and live streams, because it's like, it's a weird. After enough playing, you get sort of. I get really excited before a show, but I'm not nervous. Like, I'm almost more. I'm almost more comfortable going on stage than I am, doing an interview or something. So figuring out how to do these live streams and like being online and like knowing that you guys are there, but only having this chat window to like be able to interact with you and not being able to see you was intimidating. But I think like back in the day I used to get intimidated, but we've just done it so much that it's something we really love, and we're always just excited. I mean, you get like a little excited, like nervous, but not like, oh, I don't want to do this.
No, I think it's like probably like similar to like going on a like trying to skateboard or doing a ski run or something. You have that like like you can do it.
Yeah.
But there's also that like you might fall, you might do this. Like it's like it's kind of like an extreme sport, but you just won't get hurt. There's just other things.
Yeah. Melissa Sanchez asked, do you guys know when the vinyl will be available? It's up for pre-order now on the website. So if you go to bobmosesmusic.com, you can pre-order it.
And then I think it'll probably get to you by the time the record comes out, which is in at the end of August.
Yeah. So gotta wait a little while. But okay, let's answer one more question. Twin Vader asked earlier, were you introduced or did you guys seek each other out as mutual fans of each other's work in regards to us and Zoo?
We both played this thing called Holy Ship, which is a festival on a cruise ship, which is really fun. And I think we were like in the artist dining hall or something, and Zoo was sitting there, and I think he came and talked to us, or we went and said hi to him, and there was like, we just discovered that we were mutual fans of each other. Because you're basically, for like 5 days, you're stuck on a boat with nowhere to go, and all these awesome artists are just hanging out, so you kind of get to make friends with people that like you're either fans of or you like their music. It's like a great experience to like hang out.
Yeah.
And so he came and checked out our show. We went and checked out his show, and it was just that thing of like, hey man, we should like do something one time.
Yeah, like that. I feel like that conversation happens a lot, and then it's just sort of almost luck of the draw if you're in the same place. And we were both in LA for a few days in between tour dates, and we were like, yo, do you want to do something? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And we just kind of, made it work.
Yeah.
So, and it's pretty cool. Like we finished, the track really came together in just one day. I mean, we had the rough outline, and obviously we like tweaked some things after a bit. The idea was really just there. So
and we gotta, nice. I can't forget, we gotta give a shout out to our friends Bedouin. They let us borrow their studio in New York.
Oh, yeah.
And we ended up, there's like it's a gamelan. They have one of those things, like a little metal, I think it's like an Asian instrument, a metal bowl that like you can play. And they had that in their studio, and there's a riff in the song that we wrote on that. And so big shout out to Tamer and Rami for letting us use their studio and for stealing their gamelan and recording it.
If it wasn't for that gamelan, the song would not have that riff in it.
And it's kind of weird, right? Because gamelans are in tune, I think, only to one sort of key, and it just happened to be in the same key as our song.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like fate.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I think that the last thing I wanted to shout out was the video is directed by Owen Brown. I know we already said this, but
he put in a lot of hours.
He's been super awesome, and he's helped across a bunch of stuff with the art, and it's interactive. So did we already say this?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, it's interactive, so you can see both sides, and that's kind of cool. And you can kind of like choose whether you go for the pleasurable side of desires, or desires lead you to pain. So we kind of thought that was cool. So check it out and let us know what you think.
And the song should be out now, so you can go and listen to it.
Yeah, go listen to it. And then we'll see you guys Friday for the Secret Project.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you guys are all staying safe out there and not going too insane with this quarantine stuff wherever you are in the world. Whether you're in the U.S. is not doing so great right now, but Europe and the rest of the world looks okay, depending on where you are. But wherever you are, we hope you're safe and happy, and we can't wait to come see you again soon. So thanks for tuning in.